Hi guys, Artiar here. So for this video is about the Elif R6 showcase. So I will showcase like how she works, and then I will show you what kind of content I'm using her, especially in falsetto fantasy. So previously I already showcased her R0, which doesn't really shine too much, right, as I already mentioned before. But now in global server I already make her to R6. I got pretty lucky. I got the previous summoning session, I got her 2 copy. So I get her R1 and 1 Divinate, so I got her R1 D1. Then I use the Wishstone and the other Divinate Summon to make her D3, because I need the D3 to make her 100% chance to inflict the Fervor debuff on the target. Because if you are only like level 1 or level 2, then you only have like 50% and 75%. So you want to make it consistent, so you have to make it 100%. So I would say D3 at least. And then the Esper wise, I would say TLDR, okay, TLDR before I start the showcase. Elif, is it worth it? I would say you have to be R6. So it's a very, very, very high investment Esper. Okay, so what her R6 does is when she's in Lion stance, is active, she will always perform an assist attack with Lion's Roar when an ally's attack. Then this Lion's Roar here is a S1 damage. So what happens is, if we go into VR Battleground, and let me show you what she does. So I will put Elif here. Okay, then I'll put any random Esper as long as you're dealing damage. Alright, something like this, and then let's take a look. Don't put Yun Chuan here because I want to show a comparison. Okay, so my Elif here is going for Thunder and Brawler set. I'll explain to you why it's the set like this as well. Alright, so as long as I hit someone, so let's say I use S3 and she's in Lion stance. Alright, then I add S3, then she will follow up with a S1 damage and it will hit the first target first. Alright, S1, and you can see there's a red damage here is a true damage thing. Okay, so this thing here will also 100% chance to inflict a debuff, which will increase the damage taken on the enemy, and then when they take action they will get another true damage stacks based on their HP. Alright, then I can cast S3 to do another AoE damage. Alright, so everyone will get 1 stack of the debuff. This debuff here is from the Divinate. But what makes her so strong when she goes until R6 is because as long as I S1, she will S1. Right, and then let's say here S1, she will S1. So she will become a very consistent damage. So it's a Yun Chuan R2. So she will become a Yun Chuan R2 but better. Why is it better than Yun Chuan R2 is because she is using S1 to cast the damage instead of passive. So when you are using S1 to cast damage, then they will have a lot of synergize. So the most obvious synergize we're gonna know is gonna be the Feng Shun one. So if I put Feng Shun in the team with Elif together, and I think you already know, because if I put Feng Shun here and then if I apply the buff for everyone, okay, I apply the buff. Okay, then I also trigger the effect, the getting buff effect, so she will trigger her passive and cast AoE damage. This one is from her passive. As long as she's in Lion stance, which is this mode here, she get attack and defense, and then when she get attack up or crit rate up or crit damage, which Feng Shun actually cover the attack up and crit damage up, she will cast the S3 for free. And then because this is a R6 effect here, any damage from your ally will also cast 1 S1. And you can see I cast another S3 is because just now when I take action, I get a crit damage up buff from the Feng Shun's Heaven's Wheel, and then it damage AoE. Okay, so I S1 here, I do some damage, and then she will follow up with a S1, and I trigger crit damage up, I follow up with S3. Right, so it becomes very smooth, consistent if you put her with Feng Shun. So one more time, if I S1, she will follow up S1, she trigger crit damage up, she casts S3. So her final form will be when she goes when she becomes R6. So it's a very, very heavy investment Esper, and I think she's only capable in PvE content such as Desolate Land. I think she have the potential for okay, I think she have the potential for the Desolate Land. For what kind of the fire one is which one? Shadow Gale, is it? Yeah, I think she have the potential for become Shadow Gale because she can become the Yun Chuan that doesn't need any stack. So Yun Chuan R2, he will always assist his dog when the enemy got third eye seal. But for Elif, you doesn't need third eye seal to trigger it. Alright, so this is my current high score for the Dark Star Lord. Alright, it's a very high reso base, I know, but I've been playing Dislyte for very long, so and very active, so you can see I have a pretty decent reso. So I'm gonna showcase this team for you today in Dark Star Lord. Alright, so this one here you can just use your typical team 1 here just to reduce the stack of the boss, and then your team 2 here you can play other team, doesn't have to play the slot one, cause today I mainly want to show you about the Elif mechanic here. So as I already showcased just now, Feng Shun and Elif have a very good synergize because Elif is assisting with her S1. It will apply Seer as well, and then we'll apply a lot of S3, which is a lot of defend down, which is pretty consistent. So it's defend down and Seer. So the only downside, if we have to compare with Yun Chuan, so both of them have an attack leader buff 40%. Okay, but Yun Chuan is already usable when Yun Chuan become R2, cause the moment your Yun Chuan is R2, then you have the assist effect. This one, you have the assist effect, but the condition is they have to have the third eye seal, then he will assist with passive. So your damage is based on passive, so it won't trigger Feng Shun's S1. Okay, so this is the first thing, and then same thing, he have Seer. He also have some buff for your team, like speed down and then speed up for your team. So, and the most important thing for Yun Chuan is he have the miss rate up. So if you really want to use Elif to replace Yun Chuan, then your team have to be tank enough. So let's say you have Sakura here to help your team to tank, and you can see my Sakura is sharing the whole fast set to increase everyone's defense, so you won't die that easily. So you need, so you are sacrificing your Yun Chuan's miss rate up 50% and the third eye seal 15%, 65% miss rate up survivability for extra damage from Elif, Seer, defend break, and a lot of damage because she will be consistently dealing damage. And because her damage is from S1, then this S1 trigger here will also synergize with Brawler set, so your S1 damage will further increase, and also consecutive casting S1 will also further increase the damage by S1. Okay, so the best synergize here is with Feng Shun. And as said, because you are synergizing with Feng Shun, what is the other aspect that is synergized best with Feng Shun? It's Embla Fushi combo with Feng Shun, because you are still gonna explode the Embla stack with Feng Shun. Then this team here, as I mentioned, because you are sacrificing the miss rate up, so you're gonna need a very tanky Esper. So you can either put Lien here. So let's say you want to put Yamato is also can, but the survivor isn't that good. You want to put Lien here is fine. You want to put Sally here is fine, or you want to put Clara here is also fine, as long as you have enough survival. But the reason we put Sakura here is because my Sakura is R6, and then we'll give the buff that increase more stats, and then the R4 here increase more damage. Basically that's it, and also very consistent healing as well. So this will be the second team I'm going to showcase. So I will be recording the part for the second team, and then I'll skip the team 1, so you can straight away see the team 2 synergize. Okay, alright, so the turn here is almost done. Okay, come on, apply more debuff please. Alright, so the boss got 1 stack. Okay, so 1 stack of the boss, 1 stack of damage reduction here, and let's see the performance, right? So wait a minute, so the boss here have some damage reduction, and then now we're gonna take the action. So Sakura will take the action first, and then we will cast attack up buff, right? This attack up buff will also trigger Elif, because the Elif here, when she get attack up or crit rate or crit damage up, so then she'll cast S3, so she's gonna cast the S3 for free. Alright, attack up buff, it triggers Elif, Elif will assist S3. And then now Feng Shun is going to follow up with another buff, and it will trigger Elif passive again, cast another S3. Okay, then now Fushi Embla combo, because they took damage, they took action and damage, so she S1. And this S1 here will also synergize with Feng Shun, will trigger his pursuit attack, and also every time Elif damage is no longer just 2 hit, it's actually a 4 hit damage. Because you can see, boom boom, 4 hit. It will trigger the Embla seed stack a lot more easier, and also will do a little bit more extra true damage. So you can see always there's a Lion Roar, do another 5k of extra true damage. The true damage here is just a little bit, but when you collect a decent amount of damage, it's actually like a few bonus damage. And then when you stack up to 10 stack, so now the boss here is gonna have Fervor, It's gonna have this damage taken plus 20%. It's gonna have the Seer plus 45%, and then a defend down. So this one here is also very consistent because every time when she get buff, then she'll cast S3. Then this S3 here will inflict defend down. Alright, then the boss will take his action and do damage. So because you no longer have the Yun Chuan's miss rate, so you have to make your team actually tanky enough to take the boss damage. So Sakura will play a very important role while giving aggressive buff. So if you play like let's say like Lian, or let's say like Sally, they will be more defensive type, but they won't be that aggressive because Sakura R4 will give you extra bonus damage, R6 will give you extra bonus stats, and then every time you get hit, you will get heal. So it's a very consistent heal and make your team don't die that easy. If you want to play Yamato with it, it's also fine, just that it won't be that consistent because Yamato is only relying on a Divinate, the healing, so it's not that consistent if we have to compare with the rest here. And you want to be tanky to actually make Elif always stay in her Lion stance mode, because if we take a look at Elaine here, the passive, she will get a very thick bonus stats, the attack and 40% defense only when she is in Lion stance. So if she actually broke the Lion stance shield, then she'll go into contested territory, then she will lose the bonus attack and defense 40%. That 40% damage is very, very juicy. Right, so you can see every time when she S3 is a free like around 300k damage, and then when she pursues with S1 is another it's 830k is because of Embla's seeds explosion, but in normal situation it's like 300, another 300k. So it's a very consistent damage, very consistent S3, very consistent S1, but everything here comes back to the beginning. She has to be R6. She's a very heavy investment as per for PvE content. Like Yun Chuan is R2. R2 is all you need for Yun Chuan to be good. But for Elif is R6. You need R6 Elif to be good. But when she goes in until R6, her good level is like amazing good. So you can see now you can notice that her damage is very, very consistent. Keep on dealing damage. A lot of AoE, a lot of S1 single target. The single target here will also trigger Feng Shun, S1 pursuit. Every S1 here will also trigger Feng Shun, so it's very, very strong. Right, so I'll show you the final outcome damage, but I will let you see the whole battle as well at a fast forward mode. Alright, so I'm gonna skip the damage here and let's take a look. Alright, so I didn't hit the high score, but the stats output here you can see Elif DPS is higher than Embla. Higher than Embla. I didn't check the Slon one here, right? So this one is another team that is Slon R2 team, but this one here is the Embla team, the Embla Fushi with Feng Shun team. And the reason why Elif is able to out DPS Embla is not because Elif damage multiplier is better than Embla. It's because Elif have a very consistent S1 and S3 when she goes R6. Before she go R6, Embla DPS is definitely still higher than Elif, but Elif will straight away outshine every DPS when only she become R6, because R6 makes her consistent and makes her able to keep on casting her S1. When before R6, I don't think her DPS output will be that good, because I already showcased before the R01, that won't be that consistent. Okay, so hope you guys enjoy the video and see you guys in the next video. Bye bye. Special thanks for the direct support on the YouTube membership. So for the benefactor of Artiar, which is Gen MP, Rosas15, Molcode Regally, The Bluest Lane, Pigeon Roulette, Kemi, thank you so much for the support. And for the supporter and patron of Artiar, which is Louis Schneider, Agni, Code Wilderness, Wang Tamer, Ziggy, Kamaruki, Sunwatts, Rimu, Choni, Von Hexa, Rawson Bessie, Antonio Winterspoon, Marilyn Williams, and Uncle Chad. Thank you so much for the support. And that's not all. Also, special thanks for the direct support on the live stream super chat, the latest 10. So special thanks to Pigeons Roulette, Agni, Ziggy, Code Wilderness, Choni, and Rosas15. Thank you so much for the support and hope you guys enjoyed the video and see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.